Really quick before we get into this video, make sure you stay till the end to see how much I'm paying a month on this $65,000 truck. Now, I'll see you on the outside of the garage. Hey guys, the time has finally come. I'm finally getting my truck and heading to a dealer right now. Look at this truck, this is kind of cool. I don't know what the window sticker is on this one. FTX package. Lifted a bit too high for me, not a big fan of chrome. Let's go see my truck. There it is. All right, so the truck is finally here. Gonna go on the first test drive of my truck 10-ish months later, but it's finally here and I'm so happy. Alrighty, so we're in here. Gotta do this, gotta show it off, gotta put it all the way back, get some good lighting in here for you guys. This truck is essentially the same as my dad and brother's truck, except for the fact that, first of all, it's red, which is like the best color you can ever get. And it adds like 10 horsepower right there. But it's also the 5.0 V8, which means it is the most modular engine that Ford offers and my favorite. It drives just as smooth as I thought it would. It actually makes me happy because there was that thing in my head for a moment where I was like, oh, because it's the 5.0, maybe it won't drive just as smooth as the Power Boost. The Power Boost feels like you're on clouds. This feels identical. Let's see if I can beat the light. Don't do that on a truck you are just getting. Break it in first, but I didn't want to miss the light and screw up my rhythm. For future plans for this truck, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Alrighty, so I got my dad at the dealership. You already know. What do you think of the truck?
Color. First thing I looked at was the color. Actually, red is my favorite color. So I let Blake pick that color for himself.
Oh, you wanted me to feel special?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's going to be a much faster truck, so it deserves the red anyway.
It's true.
The red on this thing is just popping. It's pretty much identical to me and Tommy's truck, but what's underneath the hood is obviously much different. But the color, man, is, man, I'm loving the color.
Let's take a look at one of the biggest differences. All right, so how does it feel looking at like a real engine? No orange wires and shit.
Man, what a beast that is. Holy smokes.
This is the most proud I've ever been of what's in the engine bay for me. I had two Rangers in the past, and my Rangers were both EcoBoost, and I don't hate on EcoBoost. I know like auto vlogs, that's like eco bitch. Like, no, I think EcoBoosts are really good. I think they're probably the future of Ford in a lot of ways. The V8's dying, but you can't help but be proud of a big 5.0 V8 under the hood. It's gonna look so nice. It's got all that room for the supercharger right on top. I'm pretty stoked about it. But there's no orange wires on the battery. There's none of that crap.
I mean, I don't know if it's crap, but...
Oh yeah, well, that stuff. Yeah, this is one of the biggest differences. This is the biggest difference between my truck and your guys'.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told him, I said the color alone adds 40 horsepower. By the way, if you didn't know, and this is your first time to the channel, I actually have two Power Boost Lariats on the channel as well that are on the channel very often. Go look through my catalog of videos that I have. But this is the newest truck to the channel, and this is my personal truck. I mean, how many other YouTubers have three F-150s, Lariats, and how many of them have two Power Boosts? So I can get some good data out there about Power Boost from my dad and brother. And this is my 5.0, so I'm gonna be driving that a lot and be able to give you my experience through there as well. Pretty cool. Okay, so one of the other differences here, let me take that off the screen, between this guy's truck and mine is mine's an FX4. So I get an extra drive mode at the end here. Bam, rock crawl mode.
Wow.
So that's different. You're not used to seeing that one, huh?
What would you do in a rock crawl mode?
Yeah. Well, he's got a point there, doesn't he? Man, another thing that's a big difference is that fuel economy. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same, is it?
Nope. I love mine for that. That's for 100% for sure.
And the whole truck shakes when I step on it.
Hey, be careful though, because that right there just cost you about $2.
Yeah, it did. It did. That did cost me about $2 right there by itself. So how jealous are you? You don't have to freaking push a button.
Well, I do like this a little bit better than having to push a button, and you know, here you can just pop it open. I don't know why they didn't do that on ours.
Has to be depressurized. Your gas tank has to be depressurized.
Oh, why is that?
Because it's a hybrid.
Oh. Tells you what I know. Well, another difference too is this little cheap sticker he's got.
What you mean? My awesome suspension that's so different than yours isn't going to be better?
Well, my suspension is not like the regular suspension.
Yeah.
Since I already modified it.
Well, FX4 just gives me skid plates and another mode on the controls, but other than that, yeah, it pretty much is the only difference. And you guys didn't get the onboard power to the fullest extent, so we also have the same wattage in our beds. Alrighty, so I just got done my financing. Big payment. Take off this sticky thing right here. This is my window sticker. I'm not going to go in depth about that right now. If you want to pause the video, look at it, look at everything I got on this truck, you can. But I'm ready to take this thing home. All right, so I'm in the truck. I'm all alone in this thing, and I cannot explain how ecstatic I am. Now, this is a massive payment, so I'm also a little bit scared, but I am so happy to bring this to you guys and bring this to the channel. Matter of fact, right now, comment below, what was the highest payment you've ever paid for a truck or any vehicle? So the very first thing that needs to happen to this truck is the removal of the front license plate. God, I think the front license plate looks horrible. It looks ugly. Looks like it's not supposed to be there. So like all my trucks, I'm gonna take it off. Okay, so that was actually way harder to take off than the other one. It's different than the one that's on the Power Boost. I don't know why, but I had to basically just break every bracket on here to get it out, but now it's out. Looks way better to me. By the way, the truck only has 20 miles on it. I bought it with only 5, and the rest are from me driving home. Kind of awesome. Alrighty, so there she is. Finally back from the dealership. God, I love that color. I'm so happy I went with this color. I am so happy that I waited 10 months. Ha, not really. So the first part of the video was kind of for the OGs out there, the people who have already been subscribed to my channel know a little bit about me. But if you don't know about me, I ordered this truck 10 months ago and it is just now getting in. It is indeed a 5.0. I got the 373 rear end, rear locker, of course. I got the FX4 package, where you may be asking yourself, why did you go with the Tremor? Well, they don't offer the V8 in the Tremor as of now. That is why I didn't go with the Tremor. Why didn't you go to the Raptor? Same thing. I plan to make this a Raptor R for about 90 grand versus you can't even get a normal Raptor right now for less than like 125. So if I could do that, in my opinion, I kind of won. But let's get into what I got on this truck. So right when you come inside, of course, I got the brown interior. It's a little dirty because my hands were dirty yesterday when I picked it up. I gotta wipe that off. But I got the sport package. So that's the two-tone brown interior. I really like it. It's a kind of a darker brown than the one that's on my dad and brothers, if you've seen those. If you haven't seen those, they both have power boost. Go check those videos out as well after this one. With the sport package, you get the color match rear bumper, and of course the color match front bumper, and door handles and mirror cap. Only after the truck did I actually think about it. Shouldn't have even gotten the sport package because I'm going to be replacing the front and rear bumper relatively soon here, but I guess it's nice not to have chrome door handles or mirror caps. Mine also came with the rubber floor mats from the factory. I know a lot of people are like waiting on those or whatever it may be. I didn't ask for those. I'm actually pretty sure that they came with the truck because it is an FX4. Oh, and by the way, this is a 2022, not a 2021, even though I ordered 2021. So no box link system standard and no bed light standard. Kind of annoying, but don't worry, I'll fix that here soon. Finally stepping up inside of here. If you turn the truck on, you're gonna be prompted to Ford Tough. Everything's gonna be loading up really nice here. This is a mid-tier Lariat. It's not the highest tier, but I have heated and cooled seats. Why didn't I get the heated steering wheel? Well, because I live in Southern California and it is hot as hell here all year round, and honestly I would never use a heated steering wheel in any way. Even though where I live we do get snow, honestly not worth it for me. And then if you can tell right here, I did get the sunroof. Some people hate it, some people love it. I like it. I think that it's really kind of fancy and classes up the truck. Also right there, it looks like it's a little window knob. It's because it is, because there's a window in the back there, and this is used to open and close that. Now, something I got on my truck that my brother and dad don't have on theirs is, again, this drive mode at the very end here, the rock crawl mode, which is pretty cool, even though I'll never use it because rock crawling a $60,000 truck is a bad idea. I'm not quite that crazy yet. But also it comes in this package is, of course, the B&O sound system. You can see it right there. That is going to give you a couple of extra speakers around the truck, as well as an 8-inch subwoofer behind the back seat. If you didn't know, the 5.0's numbers come in at 400 horsepower and about 410 torque. That's pretty good numbers, but it is not enough for me. If you have been on the channel for a while, then you know that I definitely plan to supercharge this bad boy, as well as basically make it a Raptor R, like I said. Although it's sitting stock right now, and it might sit stock for a minute because I am only 21 years old with a $60,000 truck, which isn't easy to pull off, by the way. People at dealerships ask questions, so it might take me a minute to get where I want to be with this truck, but it is going to be an adventure, and I hope you guys come along for the ride. Talking about dealerships, what deals did I get? How much am I paying a month? A lot of people don't talk about this on YouTube, so I want to be a little bit transparent with you guys and talk to you about, you know, what it is I got. So my credit score is very high for my age. I've already had 2 Rangers through Ford, 2019 and a 2020. I had an XLT, and then I was jealous of lariats, so I got a lariat. So Ford Credit already knows me. I have an above 800 credit score. When I ordered the truck all the way back in August, there was a deal going on for 0% interest for 72 months on 2021 model. So I was able to get that 0% for 72 months locked in all the way till now. I believe there's a deal recently for like 0% for 60 months, but that's a high ass payment. My payment's already pretty high. It all goes to the principal, no interest, so that's a pretty nice deal right there. The real question is, how much am I paying a month? You may be asking yourself. Well, my payment comes in at $851. Now that is a very high number payment. To be honest, that's kind of scary for me. I've never had a payment that high before. I do live with mommy and daddy, so that is why I'm able to do this type of stuff. For any of you out there who's like, how is this kid able to afford all this? Well, I just have a decent job and I live with my parents, so I'm able to afford that payment, and I get a little bit of supplemental income from YouTube and my Amazon affiliates. If you haven't used those links, or if you have used those links, thank you so much for using those. It really helps me out. So yes, this is an adventure for me financially, as well as it is an adventure in general. There's a lot of things I hope to get done with this truck, and I really want you guys to come along for the ride. If you haven't yet already, please subscribe below. If this isn't your first time to the channel, like, comment, share. You guys know what to do. Please comment down below. I respond to every comment down below. Even though this is an FX4 package, and you know and I know that FX4 is basically useless, I went ahead and got it because of the skid plates and because of that extra driving mode. Let's get underneath and look at what really comes with this FX4 package, just to let you guys know. So by the way, those tires are Goodyears. They are about 33-inch tires. Those rims look pretty okay, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of the rake in the front. The rake isn't as bad with the FX4 package. That is something to know if you're not trying to immediately level or lift your truck. Let's see if we can get in there and see some of the shock action. Not very different at all whatsoever. Definitely not different upper control arms or anything like that. I think it's a little bit more different in the rear. By the way, the side steps are nice. I haven't mentioned those yet, but kind of like the glossy Ford right there in the middle with the mat along the side. It's pretty cool. It will get in the way off-roading though. And then this is underneath. Again, no fender liner on this truck, same as the other two trucks on the channel. Now that shock does look bigger than me, but it's not. It's just plastic and covered. I just realized that when I squeeze on it. There's that leaf spring. Nothing special about the leaf spring or the bump stop. Both of those are going to get replaced soon. And then you could actually see one of the skid plates on the gas tank right there. It's pretty cool. So for the OGs on the channel, you will know that I am definitely changing those lights as soon as possible. I'm putting in that screensaver. I'm doing everything that I've basically done to my dad and brother's trucks just to get me up, except for their lift and tire packages. So I know a lot of you guys are not gonna love this color, because a lot of you guys like driving white, gray, or black cars, kind of like everybody in the parking lot I'm in right now. It's just kind of what we do. They're safe car bets, but this is a truck for a YouTube channel, so understand when I say that this red is obnoxious on purpose. It's also my favorite color, and I've always wanted a red truck like that. I think they look super cool. I know a lot of people in my life have told me something along the lines of like, it's a really cool truck. I would never have it, but it's a really cool truck. I'm okay with that. It is pretty obnoxious on the road. I probably am gonna get a couple of tickets in this truck. I haven't got any tickets before, but this thing stands out, especially after I get that supercharger. Let me know down below what you think of the color choice here. I think it's super duper nice. Something else to be noted here is that front little air dam at the bottom is different than what it is on the Power Boost. The Power Boost is kind of just wide open right there, and this kind of has like a vent system that is like nothing, because it doesn't need the airflow as much, so it's just kind of like more for an appearance. I might buy a little light bar and throw it in there before I get my bumper, but probably not, to be honest with you. Tow hooks, but they're not red, so they must not work. The air dam, but that air dam is not the same as the Power Boost air dam. Does not lower after a certain miles per hour, so I'm not too worried about that. Something that is nice about this truck is that sunroof. Like on the outside of the truck, it looks so premium. I just remember seeing them on like all the Raptor promos and stuff like that, and I'm so glad that I am able to have that myself. I probably honestly won't use it all that much, but it is a nice feature to have at the very least. Come in here, open that up, and come around to the biggest difference between this truck and my dad and brother's, which is of course, let's see if I can do this in one hand, sort of, kind of, not really. Oh, that pops right up real nice. Is the engine bay. That is what is different here, and that is the freaking Coyote 5.0 V8. God, I'm so happy about this truck. I'm so happy that I have this engine. I'm so proud to have this type of engine. Again, no hate on the EcoBoost at all whatsoever. I think that they are amazing engines. and I think that they're the future of probably all trucks. I think they're front runners for the industry. Oh. Of course, it wouldn't be a new F-150 without the very gimmicky, sort of sounds like it's gonna break sometimes, shift knob and interior work surface. Now, I've said it multiple times, this is for fast food. The people that claim they're gonna edit videos or whatever on this, liars. My dad and brother actually don't use this probably at all. I'll probably use it a little bit more than them. I'll be in my truck more than they're in theirs. Still super duper cool, something nice to have. They both got safe, so this is what the inside looks like. I actually have the tray down right now. There's my other camera in there. Super nice in here. Got those USB ports. I think I'm gonna get like a wireless charger set up in here that I saw on Amazon that I really like, and we'll probably do a video on. And then up front, of course, this slides forward. I got my wallet in here, got my key in there, 2 charging ports, C and USB. And then when you push this back, it comes up and is that nice kind of like wood finish. I love this brush metal right here, as well as my drive modes, my rear locker. No digital dials this year. They took those away if you didn't know. I like the digital dials a little bit more, but they were finicky. It just shows up on the screen now, which is fine. Yes, I still have my screen cover on there because I'm going to be putting another matte screen cover on there that won't show fingerprints, and I don't feel like cleaning it twice. Of course, another storage compartment up here, and then a big glove box. No glove box light, unfortunately, is another thing that was taken away. This truck has ambient lighting, but it is not nighttime, so I will not be able to show you that, and it's only one color. It's not even adjustable ambient lighting, so that is kind of sucky. So let's talk about how this thing drives. The modes that I think people are going to use the most in this truck is the sport mode and the eco mode. The eco mode is going to try to keep you in that cylinder deactivation band, which is going to keep you in basically 4 cylinders. It deactivates the 4 cylinders and knocks you down to only 4 cylinders. Now, that's not very good for your engine. It's something that Chevy has done for a while, and they have faced a lot of criticism for it, rightfully so, I think. I'm not so happy that Ford brought it, but, you know, as far as the 2021s went, I understand that there weren't that many problems with them. I know a lot of people are doing oil catch cans. An oil catch can is just too much maintenance for me, honestly. It just sounds like a headache to have to empty that every 2,000 miles or whatever. It's just rough. It's like having beadlock wheels. It's like, I don't know. It's just not worth it for me. Plus, I don't know how it interacts with my Whipple that I'm getting, so I probably won't do anything like that or anything to the engine until then. Pull up here, and I'm gonna put it in. I'm driving with my knee. Anybody ever drive with their knee before? I'm gonna put it in sport mode, and I'm just gonna give it some. I mean, God, that's really nice. Very happy with the way it drives. If you guys are interested in these trucks at all, I'm not a spokesman for Ford by any means, but if you guys are interested in these trucks at all, go out and drive them, and I think it's gonna help with your decision a lot. The overall atmosphere of the truck, honestly, like, it's very spacious in here, very nice. I'm 6'5", about 300 pounds. I'm a big dude. I fit very nicely in the front seat of this truck. All trucks are relatively the same size. They just prioritize the front or back seats differently. Like, I have a Ram in the family, and my front seat is much bigger than the Ram's, but the back seat is much smaller than the Ram's. So depending on, you know, your marital status or like how many kids you have or something like that, that might influence something about this truck. But I got 16 cup holders in here. I just went to Dutch Bros, got me a little lemonade. 16 cup holders. That's like a juice box or like phone holder right there. So it's a very comfortable, nice place to be, especially if you're gonna be in a truck or just in a vehicle often. It kind of feels like the Expeditions in a way, where it's just very plush and nice, but it's still a truck. Like, it's still gonna do truck stuff. It's still tough, you know, Ford tough. You know, these trucks can really take a pounding. Some terrific pounding, huh? So something I need to do ASAP is tint. So if you run a tint shop in the San Bernardino or Inland Empire and want to hook a boy up for a shout out, then that would be great, because I need some ceramic tint on this truck ASAP. Really quick, something else. If you're just curious about the 5.0, about this truck, maybe even just about me in general, I'm gonna have 0 to 60 videos. I'm gonna have race videos against this truck and other cars, and especially against my dad and brother's power boost to see which one's fastest. I think I know who's gonna win. I'm gonna have all types of other videos surrounding this truck, the mods I'm gonna do. So if any of those things interest you, you really should subscribe. Maybe even hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss when new stuff comes out. If you have a 5.0, you really should subscribe, because videos. I'm gonna be doing the dumb things, testing things out that you don't have to do yourself, but at least maybe you could tell a friend, hey, look what my truck can do, even though you didn't have to do it yourself. So if you have a 5.0, you should definitely subscribe. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.